So now we're in part 2 of our video, and I'm so excited. Part of the video. Never done it before. I think that's why I'm excited. And also I'll just be getting something that I've been wanting for so long. So here's the story, and I'll keep it short because you've already listened to me ranting about finances. There is a liker of things in this person. I don't know if you can tell. I am a liker of things, and I like beautiful things. And I think generally, if I pick something up, it's usually very pricey. Through walking with Christ, I've learned that I need to be more wise in my spending, and liking nice things doesn't always mean spending a whole lot of money. So I've come up over the years with ways for me to get around expensive things that I want, but still getting what I want. I don't know if it's making sense. So basically, in this video, I will be hacking a shoe that I've wanted for about 2 years. I've always wanted it, but because I didn't know how I would style it, and also this shoe, friend, is 1,700 rand. Why is a canvas shoe in plain white 1,700 rand? You didn't have to dye that cotton. In my thinking, I thought, how about I hack the shoe? Instead of spending 1,700 rand on something that'll last probably for 5 years and then I'll need to replace it, let me try and get the exact same thing for less. So secret is out. I guess by now you guys have even seen the picture of the shoe. I want a platform Espadrille white canvas shoe that only a certain brand makes. I don't think I'm allowed to mention brands, but I'll post it to the picture and you'll be able to see. So I've literally been stalking the internet for something similar, and I have been able to purchase resources for 400 rand. 400 rand, guys. 400, which is 20% of what that shoe is worth. And I think I will be able to reproduce what I want for less. I don't know. Everybody loves a good bargain, and I believe that if God and I could have a conversation about this life hack, he'd be like, "Beebs, I saw what you did with that shoe, girl," and I'd be like, "God, you saw what I did? Oh snap! What do you think?" And he'll be like, "Yo, my girl, you are so wise." Then we'll do our little secret handshake, and I'll be like, "Yeah, thank you so much for giving me creativity and the resources to do it." And he's like, "Don't sweat it." So I think this is applying that Christian wisdom to spend. I'd rather give, let's say, that 1.5 or 1.7. I'd rather take that money and maybe invest in someone's school uniform next year, someone who doesn't have parents. I'd rather just invest in other people who need the money than use it to buy a shoe that I can't even wear every day. So that's what this video is now about. We are DIYing our own expensive shoes. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think it is driving me a bit crazy because I can't wait to see the end. So to begin, I am grabbing a bunch of 6, slowly aligning their heads. So first off, I have gotten myself a bunch of 6 and I am just aligning their tops so that they're equal and of equal length from beginning to end. Then I take my bunch, slightly twist it before applying about just a single squeeze, a single drop of the hot glue. The less, the better. It will create less problems sticking to the shoe later on. Immediately after applying the glue, I switch off the glue gun and then I basically use the foil to remove excess, and then with my fingers, like they do in the salons as a black person, I just rub the end together. It's really not that hot. I'm able to do it without feeling any kind of heat or pain. So by the time I'm done, I want it to be flattened. You can use your palm if you want, but you will then get something that looks like this. There we go. It's a flattened edge that will stop the tweed, the thread from ruffling as you plait. So amazing, easy, fast. Let me do the other 6. So over here I'm trying to show you the glued end, basically what it looks like up close. And I have gone ahead and began to plait my jute, my twine, just a little bit, so that when I press it down to be held, I can continue plaiting with no issues. So basically how I do this is I trap it under the drawer, which has quite a bit of weight. So once I've trapped it under the drawer, the weight of the drawer allows me the freedom to basically just plait without having to worry about tension. I can get a tight and very neat plait this way. But feel free to use anything of weight. You can even tie it to something and then just cut it afterwards, but you're going to just need to make it longer. Just try and keep the ropes upright. So this is me keeping the ropes upright as I plait to make sure the plait stays neat. It's coming along beautifully and it's just so easy to plait. So you're just gonna go about and do this until you get to the very end of your plait. Okay, so here we have our shoe and one of our braids that's been neatly glued at the ends to stop it from fraying, as well as the magic glue. I chose to start at the top so that if there was any issues with synchronizing the lines or making them parallel, it wouldn't show and it would be at the bottom of the shoe. So thought that was smart. To hide the seam here. Oh, and these shoes came with like this little detailing at the back. Can you see it? There was like a little patch. I removed that with tweezers, and I also used my teeth to get that out. Don't advise that. Don't do that at home. Be careful. We are gonna lay our braid at the insole edge. So that's over here at the top. And then this glue dries pretty quickly, so just be careful. So I'm applying the glue first, just enough to attach the beginning, the edge. Take my braid right after the glued edge right after it. So stick that portion there and then hold it down for just a few seconds. So just holding it down, pressing it really hard. In terms of how much glue you're gonna need, it'll completely depend on your type of twine, your type of jute. If it's really thick, you're gonna need more glue. If it's thin, you can get away with, don't know if you can see the thickness of my glue, but it's not super thick, it's just enough. And this one I chose because it dries clear, which is really important for a project of this sort. Now that we've reached the edge of the shoe where we began, the trick basically is to cut the first edge off. You can actually do this right before gluing, once you've measured where the edge is, and then measure the second edge. So I cut that portion off. I'm measuring the second edge now, which I'm gonna cut around about that at the same place. So I've removed the glue edges, and now I'm gonna use my regular glue to hold them together. Basically, the drying glue over the two edges and try to make them look seamless, like basically it was just one continuous long braid. So here is line number 2 done. I am impressed, super impressed with how we're doing so far. This is the final product, guys. Have you still get compliments every time I wear them. Everybody wants to know where I got them. And yes, it's been that long since I recorded that video. Basically, I just wanted to show you guys that glue is awesome. It's good. I'm sorry for my ashy legs. We were on a rickshaw cart today. But the shoes are fabulousness. Still looking amazing. Hey, give you guys a proper view. They're still good. No problems. Ooh, she's falling over. Hi guys, thank you so very much for watching to this point. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you learned something, and I hope you are going to implement some of these in your life or share them with your friends and family. Either way, today was a really gloomy and dark day, and I had to like drag myself to do this because there's no sun, and I use natural lighting to shoot. So I thought I'd go outside and shoot some really great pictures in the beach, with the beach as my background and the shoes. But unfortunately it's raining and it's drizzling and I don't feel like getting wet. And yeah, it just puts you in a really, I don't know, it puts a damper on your mood, it does. But I hope the few shots that I did get are good enough to kind of just guide you in terms of styling the shoes. But what's important is that I have the shoes. So you see, I'm still wearing them because I've just shot the pictures. The last part of the video, I wanted to introduce you to some really great people on the social media platforms as well as on YouTube who embrace the stewardship principle. People who I've learned a few things from, I've taken inspiration from, and I just feel like they're good people to have around, okay? Let's just grab my phone. So the first person I want to introduce you to is a South African. She is wonderful. She's a really good person. Her name is Shumirai. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Shumi, if I'm not, don't kill me, but she gets it. She knows what I mean. I hope so. But yeah, Shumi, she calls herself that Nubian Highness on Instagram, this girl. And I'm gonna insert her picture here. She does DIYs. Home decor seems to have been her niche. She believes in stretching your buck. Travels, home decor, that's where she is. She shares the value of stewardship in that she believes in using money consciously and decisively and spending it where it matters the most and having your priorities straight. So Shumi will share that. I don't know if she's gonna do anything related to stewardship, but I just wanted to share her DIYs with you. She always goes for taste and quality, and affordability, but without compromising. Basically, yeah, sort of. I feel like that's what I'm about. I'm about getting quality and things living up to my taste, but not compromising on the quality and affordability. Okay, so Shumi does that. The second person I want to share with you is Adrian. I'll be sure to link their details in the description box below. Adrian is, I believe, a chartered accountant. She's in the US. She has a Facebook page called, no, it's an Instagram page. It's called Faith in Finance, where she shares tips on how to get out of debt, on how to apply biblical principles to your finances, on how she's moved from being a student to being a single person to being a married person to being a married mom, and how her finances have changed. And she's in the commerce field, so she also has a bit of insight, but it's mostly about being faithful in your finances, good stewardship principles. Check her out. She has a beautiful channel and it's just very pastel and muted, and I love that. And yeah, Adrian. The last person I want to share with you, she's kind of spontaneous and I had to kick someone out to get her in, but her name is Anh Luu. Anh Luu, I love you if you're ever gonna see this. But Anne is a Christian woman. I don't know exactly where she is in the world. I believe she's in the US and she is a citizen that side. Anne has a YouTube channel, Instagram page, and I think she has a website as well. And her ministry is called Girl and the Word. Please do yourself a favor, go check her out. She has this beautiful, serene, calm aesthetic to her videos, and today, actually less than 30 minutes ago, she released a video about having abundance in God, which is then tied to stewardship, and she discusses that abundance is not, yes, I've already watched it. I was listening to it while I was shooting actually. Hi Anne. And she basically shares what abundance in God means to her and how it's come to translate into her life, and how abundance isn't necessarily about the material things, but more about being at peace because you have God with you regardless of what you're going through. Money don't give you peace, babes. Jesus does. And those channels, I feel, will somehow teach you that you can put your own spin on taste aesthetics as far as stewardship is concerned, without compromising on the principle of placing God first in all aspects of your life, including the finances. Thank you so much to the 70 people who have subscribed to my channel. I do this for you, baby. I wake up in the morning and I do this free job, and I work really hard at it for you, because I truly do believe we have an important and special message to share with the world. And yeah, if I don't do it, man, if I don't share what I have, then it is pointless that I learned it. It is useless and it loses its life-giving power. So thank you so very much for coming back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you guys. Until the next video, I pray that you have peace, and I pray that you abide in the Lord and seek Him in all that you say, seek Him in all that you do, in your thoughts, in your motives, in your intentions, in your actions, your deeds, in all things. Just always be seeking what pleases the Lord. That's Ephesians 5:10, I believe. And hopefully I will see you again in the next video. Please do like it. If you love it, like it. If you love it, no. If you like it, if you like it, like it. If you loved it, sub it.